Once again, thanks for coming. Paget Minerals, flagship. Our flagship property is Ball Creek. It's in northwestern BC. And multiple targets, multiple porphyry and epithermal targets, huge claim block, 52,000 hectares. And I'll get into a little bit more of the specifics of that. The important point here is that Blue Gold Mining, symbol on the TSX-V BGX, headed by Mark O'Day of Frontier Development Note, has taken has optioned about a third of that property from us, and have been doing some drilling in this last year and have a 5-year plan to continue drilling. And in addition to putting money into the ground, they've also put $1 million into Paget's treasury because they like what we're doing, and they know what they're doing. So Ball Creek is our focus. But BC is a seasonal place to look, and you need to do some diversification geographically if you're going to continue to make news as a junior. So we diversified into Mexico and Colombia, and I'll give you a little bit more on that as we go along. Here's all the people that are associated with Paget. A bit on myself. I'm an exploration geologist with 33 years of experience worldwide. Most recently in Peru for 13 years, I was chief geologist and exploration manager for Barrick Gold, and I was instrumental in the acquisition of Piorina, Arequipa Resources by Barrick. We discovered Laguna Norte, and then as VP Exploration for Bear Creek Mining, I was one of the founders of Bear Creek Mining. We discovered 2 major silver deposits in Peru, Corani and Santa Ana, and the rest of the crew on the directors and the management are all seasoned professionals who've been around a long time and know what they're doing. Here's where we are share structure-wise. Our most recent private placement was with Blue Gold, as I mentioned. They came in at 16 cents and put $1 million into Paget's treasury. So they're at I show them there at 6.8. Fully diluted, they're at 9.9. You can see some of the other people. Pembroke Mining is a private company, and Paget was spun out from Pembroke 2 years ago. RBC is in big, Pine Tree is there, and directors and management. Okay, Ball Creek, let's focus on that. You can see that claim map there. The red blob is our 52,000 hectares, and the yellow part is what Blue Gold has optioned from us. Now, the thing to take away from this slide is where we are in relation to other major deposits in the Iskut of northwestern BC. You can see Galore is to our west, Schaft Creek is up to the northwest, and Red Chris is up to the northeast. That big black line going right down the middle of the slide is Highway 37, the Alaska Highway, paved highway. Our main project that Blue Gold is drilling is only 8 kilometers off of that paved highway. Down to the southeast, you see Bob Quinn with the dashed red line. The dashed red line is where the new Northwest Transmission Line is going to be going in with a transfer station at Bob Quinn. And again, look where we are in relation to that transmission line station as opposed to the other deposits. So we're the most accessible of all those other exploration and reserves and resources now. So again, multiple targets, and we will be 100% owner of that 52,000 hectare block by this fall when we take all of the exploration dollars that have been spent. So here's that same claim block, the red portion. The yellow portion is down to the southeast there, where you can see outlined in red. That's what Blue Gold has optioned, and they've optioned the Rainbow, Main, and Cliff porphyries and the Ridge epithermal deposit. Exploration property. But look at what's left on that. We have Valley, Rojo Grande, HP, which are additional epithermal projects that Paget retains 100% of, and also Moore and Mess out to the west. Again, Paget retains 100% of those, and we're doing active exploration on those projects. We did some in the last part of the summer, and we've got some assays are pending, but it looks really good. Now the red line off to the west side of that slide, the red line going north-south right by Mess, is a proposed access road that would be built by Copper Fox for the Schaft Creek deposit. So if we find something out here on the west part of that property, we've got access being built by somebody else for us. Galore Creek has built something to the south. So again, that emphasizes where we are in the Iskut in relation to the other deposits. Now there's a lot of data on here. This is historic drill intersections at the main porphyry, one of the 5 porphyry deposits that we have on Ball Creek. And you can look at gold equivalent, copper equivalent, whichever you like, on the far left, right-hand side of the slide. Look at those gold equivalent numbers, bigger than anything up in the Iskut, and even the copper equivalent numbers are bigger than anything up in the Iskut. So we're looking at, and this is just one of the porphyries, and this is what Blue Gold drilled this year. Here's what they drilled. They drilled 9 holes, 3,500 meters. Assays are pending. Blue Gold's the operator, so they're going to be driving the press releases on releasing that data. But you can see the blue dots are where they drilled. So they drilled right in the main part of the porphyry, right in amongst all of those historic drill intersections. And we've seen mineralization throughout. Grade, never guess grade. We'll have to wait for the assays, and all of that's coming through. Rainbow was a discovery that we made last year in 2011 that Paget made. We drilled the first hole ever on the Rainbow property, and we hit 90 meters at 0.8 grams. Blue Gold stepped up and has drilled a hole underneath that to test for it. Assays are pending on that one. So all told, Blue Gold put in over 4,000 meters, 10 holes, some new IP, some new mag, and all of that data is being evaluated and put together right now. Now let's move out to the west part of the property, and you see that red star. That's the Mess Creek gold copper porphyry, another porphyry on the 52,000 hectares that we have, and some historic numbers up there. What we did this year, went back in and took new rock chip samples, a bunch of new soil samples. Assays are pending on this. There's been some historic drilling back from the late 70s, early 80s. We're evaluating all of that. Some of the drilling been done in the 06 and 07 too. So we're putting all this data together. Again, out kind of central to the claim block is Moore Creek. 3 historic targets over a big area, 5,800 by 500 meters. Some of the numbers you can see up there. What we did this year was went back in, took 16 new rock chip samples. We've got an area of up to 0.9 grams over an 800 by 300 meter area. And we've got some assays are still pending, but so far we've got up to 0.9. I think there's a drill target right there. So that would be a 2013 drill target. The exploration season in BC is basically finished. Now, okay, that said, again, BC is a seasonal place to look, and if a junior like Paget wants to create news, we have to be geographically diversified while maintaining our focus on the gold and silver and copper that we like and that we have the experience to discover. So we've moved into Mexico and Colombia. Now I've moved into those places because I was able to find companies that are run by mates of mine from my 33 years in the business. I know them, I trust them, they know what they're doing, and we've been able to move in and in Mexico option properties from a private company called Sundance Minerals. Press release went out yesterday morning. And so we're not spending a lot of money putting in Paget subsidiaries and Paget offices. I'm using guys on the ground who have teams and have properties, and they're the operators, and we're putting the money in. Great way to do it. So there's some of the numbers you can see. We've at the Santa Cruz target, the San Ricardo prospect is right in the middle of gold country in northern Sonora. We're immediately east of the Timmins Gold project. We're in the area of Silvercrest. There's a lot of gold and silver in that part of Sonora. So the press release came out yesterday morning. Look at some of those grades that we've gotten on underground sampling. The main thing to look here is that underground sampling has averaged 2.5 meters at 12 grams. That's big underground potential right there. And in addition to that, we have a place where structures come together and form a big stockwork area that could be an open pit potential. And the average grade of all those samples that we've taken in that open pit target are 0.7. So you've got an open pit target immediately north of high-grade veins, and some of those veins trend into that pit area, so that will augment the grade in any kind of a pit. Never seen a drill. There's underground workings, but this place has never seen a drill. And we're going to rectify that in about a month or so. We're going to have a drill turning on San Ricardo and Santa Cruz. And it's a short program. We're just going to put in about 750 meters or so to initially test this area. There's the big claim block right there. You can see Santa Cruz target is a small postage stamp in the very eastern end of that claim block. We have 38,000 hectares left to explore up there. Lots of mines, lots of veins. Nothing's ever been drilled on any of this property. Okay, in Colombia, I've gone in with a private company called Trident Gold. They're private. I mentioned I'm on the board of Trident by virtue of Paget's investment. And on the Marquesa portfolio, we're on to something big there, and they're going to be doing an IPO as soon as possible. So there I am. Thank you very much for your time.